Hey everyone, welcome back to my Tech Nest. In this video I will show you how to set up a virtual NAS in Proxmox using OpenMediaVault and configure it with two 5TB Western Digital USB drives in RAID 1 for data protection. This setup is great if you want to build a home server for backups, file storage or media sharing without needing extra hardware. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are now on Proxmox. As you can see here, SDA, SDB are the two hard drives that are already connected to Proxmox. So first we need to create the VM for our NAS. Then we have to directly attach those hard drives to the NAS. So let's create the VM first. So click here, create VM. We put a name, NAS. I already downloaded the OpenMediaVault. So select this one as ISO, next, disk size 20 GB is fine, CPU 2 cores, 2 GB of RAM is fine, network is fine, okay, finish. So now it's creating our virtual machine. Okay, so now we have to start it and install the operating system. This operation is gonna take a while, but before to attach the hard drive, we have to do this one. So, okay. So these one are the standard configuration for every Linux operating system. Okay, host name, we can leave that. As domain name, the same. We choose a password. Okay, so now we have to select our partition for the bootloader. Okay, so installation has been completed. Now we reboot the system. And let's continue with the second part. Okay, so now we have to select our node, Proxmox node, shell, and we have a few commands to run to attach the disk directly to the NAS. So we have to list all the disks connected. As you can see, SDA and SDB, size 4.5 TB. So this is our disk. Then we have to format them and create a partition. And this is the command. SDA, new partition, we use all the size and then write yes, okay, then do again for the second drive, new partition, write yes, and quit. So if we run again the command, as you can see here, SDA1 and SDB1. So now we have to run this command because every partition has its own ID that we need to put in another command to attach the disk to the VM. So let's run this one first. So as you can see here, 1 and a 2. So now we have to attach the disk to the VM. First, we need to write the VM ID 107 in our case. Then connection type here SATA. I prefer SATA instead of iSCSI because with SATA I can see the disk details, error status, and so on. Here we have to put a number, and every time this number increases for every disk you are going to attach. And here at the end we need to put the ID 1. Okay. Then here SATA 2. And this is the second one. Okay. So now if I'm gonna check the hardware or my NAS, okay, now I turn off the VM. Let's start it again. Now they should be read from our NAS. Let's see. Okay, so now we have our 2 hard drives listed here on the NAS. So we want to create the RAID, but how can I do that? First, we need to download the plugin because it's not installed by default on OpenMediaVault. So here, plugins, and we have to search for this one, OpenMediaVault Linux MD software RAID plugin. So click on it and install it. Confirm, yes. Okay, close. Apply. So now if we go back under storage, you can see here multiple device. Click on it, create, level. I have just 2 hard drives, so I'm going with mirror, that is right one. So one disk is the copy of the other one. With the right one, we don't get any write increased performance, but instead we get 2 per read performance increase. I'm gonna select my 2 hard drive, save, and OK. Apply the changes. So now the NAS is going to create the RAID. This operation for sure is going to take a lot, maybe 1 or 2 days. It depends from the hard drive speed, the size, and so on. Okay, so now we have just to wait for the operation to be completed. Okay, so as you can see, the operation has been completed, and now our RAID is ready to be used. So here state is clean. It took a few days to complete all the operations for the RAID. So now we have to mount our device. So let's go to File System. Here the first one, mount an existing file system. Click here, we select our MD0, the RAID, and save. Apply changes, yes. Okay, so now we can create a shared folders, so we can use the RAID. So here create, we put a name, NAS test, we select the file system we mounted before. This is the relative path. permissions. Here we can change, in this case, we can keep this one, save. Okay. Now we have to create a user. So let's create test one. We put a password. Group of users. And save. Okay. Now services. I want to use SMB in this case, so it depends from the device that you have to use, but for me it's fine to use SMB because I have different devices, not just a Mac, so I'm going with this solution. So we have to enable the service first, save, and then we have to create the SMB share. So create, we select the folder we created before, it's not public. Okay, we can leave the default settings. We click on save and apply changes. Yes. Okay, so now we are ready to test the performance of our home NAS. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so I have a movie here that is almost 3 gigabytes, so it's fine for our test. But first we need to mount on the computer the share we created before. So let's go on network. Here we have OpenMediaVault. We have to click we have to connect it with the user we created before, so test one, we put the password, connect. Here we are, our folder. So let's try to copy this one to this one. Paste item and let's see how it goes. Speed is okay for me. As you can see here, less than 1 minute to transfer 3 gigabytes. Remember that write one doesn't have any write time performance increase, so it's not too bad. It's almost 3 gigabytes in less than 1 minute. So now just wait to the operation has to be completed, and then we will do the next operation. So copy one file from the NAS to our computer to see how the reading performance are. Remember, I'm using a 2.5 gigabit network connection. Okay, almost done. Okay, so now copy this one to our desktop and let's see how reading performance are. Yeah, much better. Write one, you can have an increase of 2 pair of reading performance. And that's it. You now have a full working virtual NAS in Proxmox running OpenMediaVault in RAID 1 with 2 USB drives. It's a simple low-cost way to build your home file server for backups, photos and videos. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe and let me know in the comments what setup you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.